What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in for another fun video. I have my G.I. Joe Vamp here. You probably already know that Hasbro just released the Cobra Stinger the other day, which will be released for pre-order next week. So we do have another vehicle coming out to join the fight between G.I. Joe and Cobra. Now, this, as you're probably already aware, is in high demand, sold out because it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, which is why I jumped on it. I'm going to do a separate video how I've been playing the, chicken game as far as waiting for stuff to go on sale. But if anything's an exclusive that you want, something like this, you're going to want to get. Now, we already know the Stinger, I think, is going to be in high demand. Hopefully they produce enough of them, and they really should probably reissue this. With that being said, the purpose of this video is there's one issue that I thought was weak for this vehicle is I like to be able to have my figures along with my vehicle. I already have General Hawk in the passenger seat to keep Clutch company. Typically I keep Big Ben on the passenger here to ride. And I wanted to be able to put on some more figures onto this vehicle, and I did a little bit of research, and I came across a company called, what do they call themselves? Gridiron Studios. That's how much I'm not familiar with this company. They're a very small independent company that makes a ton of awesome hop-ups for this Vamp. I mean, they really can make this thing do a 180 as far as the way it can look. I mean, you're looking at pictures now, this thing can look sick with all their hop-ups and modifications, if you will. But this is, for all purposes, a stock Vamp. What I mean by this, I haven't done anything to it. This is straight out of the box. And I went ahead and I picked up a rear gunner seat because that comes with a rear bumper and a seat, so I can go ahead and add a figure to the gunner back here, as well as maybe carry a few other guys in the back to really add to the look of this particular Vamp. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this package up. So let's take a look at what comes in this package. So first of all, the material is made out of a 3D printed, what I believe they call FlexRes material. Now, typically I'm always a little sketch with anything that's 3D printed. It's an awesome thing that they have out there, but typically it's not up to the standards of what I would consider, from a manufacturer standpoint. Pretty cool, but I'm really interested to see what this stuff feels like, what it looks like. So as a quick recap, so Gridiron Studios, as I already might have mentioned, is a small independent company that prints with 3D printed materials. They have a focus on G.I. Joe, they have a focus on Hasbro, Super 7, and some other big companies such as that. I will go ahead and leave a link to their website below so you could check out all their awesome accessories and parts you can get on many figures and different brands as well. So without further ado, let's dive into what comes in this particular package. So the first thing I have my hands on is this rear bumper. Once again, guys, this is made out of a 3D, I think they call it flex resin material. Overall, pretty good feel to it. Clearly it's not something you would get from, like I said, a company like Hasbro or Super 7 or anything of that nature, but honestly it has a pretty good feel for it. Pretty good texture as well. It feels like an actual footstep wood for a real vehicle, so it's got an interesting smell to it. Definitely like fresh out of the manufacturer for sure. So that's the rear bumper. Let's go ahead and open up the second package here with the Gridiron Studios business card, which has a phone number and their social media, and once again their website, which I will leave in my description below. It comes with this leverage action shotgun. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with that, but okay. We have some sort of platform that clearly looks like it goes with the bumper right here, as well as two jerry cans. Excuse me if I can get them out of this package here. Now moving on to the second package here, we have a book bag. Yes, definitely a book bag. We have two handles, the actual rear seat itself, and I believe this piece right here is what mounts into the rear for the rear seat. So that's a total of, how many pieces do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. This was, I want to say it was at $30 or $40. It was somewhere around that price point. It's a little pricey, but you have to understand that this is a smaller company. They don't really have, I don't think they're producing enough product to go ahead and have this stuff produced in China, like let's say another independent company, such as, what is one I'm thinking of? I can't think of the company right now. That's because the stupid camera's on, and you can never think clearly when you're looking at a camera for some odd reason. But I'll go ahead and throw it in the bottom what other some other independent companies that I'm thinking of. Real quick, kind of looking over the seat here, it has a really good feel to the texture. The paint looks fantastic. I mean, honest with you, for an independent company, I have no issues with this. This is going to look, from a pure aesthetic standpoint, even a feel, this feels like it's some good material, and I think it's going to look great on the Vamp. For the next portion of the video, I think it's, let's just go ahead and stop talking and let's get all these parts on the Vamp. So real quick, I did do a little bit of research. I watched other few videos because I wasn't sure what I was doing. You're going to go ahead and remove your, let's call them factory Hasbro jerry cans, because you will no longer need these. And we'll talk about that. There is some things I think they could have done differently. So we'll go ahead and remove those. The fire axe and stay where it is. Now, this is the rear bumper. This is what you mount first, and there is a slight trick that I learned about this. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to look for the piece right here on the center that clearly looks like it clips into the bottom of this rear rack that was holding your jerry cans. So you're going to mount it where it's almost looking like you're mounting it upside down. So you're going to go ahead, just like I'm showing you here, get it nice in position, and then just ever so gently it will kind of clip right in. And you just want to position it properly, and then push up, and that's it. So you can guys see here, this is in really nice. Now here comes some more of the easier parts. And next up, guys, we're going to slide the jerry cans right in pretty easily. They just kind of basically, well, they tilt right in there, just like so. That is actually kind of it. A few miscellaneous pieces here, right? So there's a book bag here. We have a, like I mentioned earlier, leverage shotgun. I don't know what I'm saying there, but now these I could use. You can actually replace the handles here, right here with this new one. But I believe technically you're supposed to use these for the roll bar that you could buy. Which that might be my secondary purchase from Gridiron, because this thing's pretty cool. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. It's pretty damn cool. But guys, I think I need to do now is get some more figures on here so we can actually talk about price and talk about my overall, well, my final conclusion. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what gets me excited. This is why I love this piece so much. Now I can really have some figures. We can get a little scene going pretty quickly here. We got the Sarge, we got Grunt, we got Big Ben, we got Flint, Tiger Force Limp. That's okay. As I already mentioned, we have General Hawk in the passenger seat, Clutch in the driver's seat, and this is what I'm talking about. We could just make a little scene. We could put Flint over here like he's about to talk to Clutch, like he's about to get some security passes to move forward. Whatever it is, we got Sarge. Maybe Sarge is yelling at Flint. I don't know. Maybe he's pointing at, you know, the his tank up ahead. You know, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm really digging, guys. This is what it's about. So, yeah, now that we have this pretty much set up, guys, let's talk about price. So this is pretty much $40. It's on the pricey side, as I may or may not have mentioned earlier in the video. I'm not sure what, or I am editing here, but as I mentioned earlier, you know, this is a smaller company. This is not even a big, really independent company. You know, I believe they do everything by hand. It's 3D printed. So for 40 bucks, I think they do their best to give you some value. I don't think they're making a ton of money here. I don't think they're necessarily ripping you off, but it is a little pricey from a consumer standpoint. But from my opinion, I believe that is why. But I do believe it allows you to take your Vamp to the next level. Now, as I already mentioned very early on in the beginning of this video, man, they can really make you convert your Vamp to like the ultimate assault weapon. Really modernize it, which I really like. I don't think I'm going to go too crazy. I might get the rear roll cage to go with this to really add to the look of it. I think kind of completes it, gives it a little extra something. A few things to note though, they do sell a 50 caliber, I want to say the 50 caliber gunner to replace replace the factory one that does sit a little bit more further up, which probably is more practical instead of the handles being pushed into my guy's gut here. It's not the most realistic look here. If you're trying to really dive into someone that looks from a realism standpoint, you're probably going to have to upgrade this 50 cal gun as well. But from my perspective, I mean, they're toys at the end of the day, so I'm not going to go crazy. I think this looks great, and for 40 bucks, I think it's a fair price when you take things into consideration. Now, if Hasbro were offering me this for 40 bucks, I might have a different tune, but this is not Hasbro. So that's my opinion on the price point, guys. All right, guys, let's talk about likes and dislikes, which I kind of have been covering throughout the video, but it's sort of a quick recap. So far as likes, some of the likes were the obvious ones I've already mentioned. The fact that I can go ahead and add figures to the Vamp. We can go ahead and add easily 2 to 3 guys in the back here. You can add a guy in the gunner seat. There's just a lot of options you have. The paint application action on these pieces are really, really good. They do their best to add sort of like wear to it, if you will. So I think for an independent company, I'm pretty happy with the paint application. I think for 3D printing, I think the material is also pretty good. It feels like pretty good high quality to me. And once it's on your Vamp, it really blends in. It doesn't look like it's aftermarket or it's something you added on, unless you obviously know that you know. But if you're just looking at it, you really couldn't tell that it's an add-on, and that I love dearly. So a few things as far as dislikes are concerned. So as I already mentioned, you really would have to replace the gun, the 50 caliber machine gun here, so it's not like kind of in our guy's gut here, so because it pushes it forward a little bit. You could argue it's a little pricey. We discussed that as far as why I think it's a little bit on the pricey side. I don't necessarily hold it against it. But speaking of price and speaking of things I don't like, I think they could have did a better job of being able to utilize existing accessories. Once again, look at these jerry cans. There's no reason why I don't think they could have made this a little bit smaller to fit in the Hasbro jerry cans. Instead of going ahead, they went ahead and produced their own, which is obviously adding to what you're getting, which helps kind of make the $40 not feel so bad. But at the same time, if they were able to get rid of that and keep these, it would also help keep the price down. The book bag is cool. The leverage action shotgun, I mean, if there's a reason for this, let me know in the comments below. I don't think it's necessary. Most of these figures come with enough weapons, and they're hard enough to keep on the body, and this, not like this is any sort of crazy high quality weapon either. I mean, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but I do know Gridiron does make some really, really cool accessories and weapons that are high detail that you're paying a pretty penny for, but I don't really think that's what this is. So, you know, that is one of the big downsides. I think the accessories, they could have did less and gave you a cheaper price point for that. Guys, I want to go ahead and wrap the video up. I will have links in descriptions below to find their site, to find their parts. There is zero connection with me and Gridiron. Is it Gridiron? Jeez. Gridiron. Yeah, it is Gridiron. I don't know. I had like a brain fart right there where I didn't think that was actually the name of the company. Case being that I don't have any connection. I'm not getting any sort of deals, discounts, or anything. They don't even know I'm making this video. So this is really my true independent opinion on the product. I probably will be going for that roll cage. I really do like it. I'm going to try to stop there. You could go all out, if I've already probably flashed up some pictures. It is really, really cool when you go all out with it, but I kind of do like my Vamp to look more factory, right from Hasbro, the way that it is. But guys, I love it. Comment below too if you have any of their accessories, what your thoughts are, and make sure you smash the like button. I mean, come on, if you made it this far in my video, you need to smash that like button, and you just need to subscribe. Typically, I ask you as a viewer to go ahead and consider subscribing, but if you made it this far to my video, come on guys, hit that subscribe button. There's gonna be a lot of more great content coming your way. I just released a video, I know I uploaded first, on the HasLab Star Wars and my thoughts on that, and you guys know we got the Joe coming up, HasLab Joe coming up next month, and I'll be doing lots of videos on that. So guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've chewed your ears off enough. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a fantastic day. Take it easy. Peace.